everyone. Hope you're having the most beautiful day today. And if you're seeing this show for the very first time and you like the show, please subscribe, like, and share, and hit that notification bell so when an episode comes out, you'll be the first to know. Wow. We're going to dive into two stories today. We're going to continue reporting on Prince Harry's interview with ITV tabloids on trial. There were some key points that I wanted to bring to you guys that I was unable to bring because there was so much work going on in my house. I'm doing some, minor repairs and was just too noisy. But hey, better late than never. And I want to talk about Meghan's visit to New York. A very quiet visit, but it's been reported now. My girl is a bus lady, and she was amongst a lot of bus ladies, and bring you a little bit of that. So, we're going to dive into the latest on Harry and Meghan. And first up, Meghan made a splash at a high powered, you heard, women's summit in the Hamptons. If you don't know the Hamptons is in Long Island. It's exclusive, lots of mansions. It's sort of coastal part of New York State, and it's like beachfront living, and it is very chic. So the summit was hosted by power broker Amy Griffin. And I don't know if you guys remember when Megan went to the Katy Perry concert. Um, Amy Griffin husband was there. I think he's a billionaire or multimillionaire. I'm telling you, for you to have those homes in the Hamptons, you have to be who and who of. And I believe I read somewhere that the property that they have out in the Hamptons was about $14 million. So I'm telling you, that's like an exclusive part of New York. So it was at Amy's lavish estate, and it was part of the annual G9 Ventures Summer Summit, where women in business come together and network as well as are encouraged. So let me just give you guys a list of the people that were there for you to get an idea of who these powerful women are in business. So, this obviously was an exclusive event that brought together a stellar lineup of influential women. Megan's friend, Misha Nuno, or Misha Nonu, I think that's how you pronounce her name. Misha Nonu was there, and makeup guru Victoria Jackson. We've been hearing a lot of late how I don't know how true it is. I don't like to repeat things, but it seems like they were saying that when Megan was at the SP Awards, she was wearing Victoria Jackson's makeup. And I know that Victoria Jackson was on Megan's podcast archetypes. So I would not be surprised. I think they live close by. And I think in the article for the Cut magazine, I believe that they were talking, I believe there was something about Victoria Jackson was Megan's neighbor, apparently, and I believe that Harry was doing something, I think fixing a hose or something by Victoria Jackson, but I know that they're close. I've read a lot about that. So they were among the attendees, and here are some of the big names that were there, the notable figures that were there. Chef Missy Robbins, I don't really know her. Makeup icon Bobby Brown, we see a lot of her advertisement on YouTube. Weight Watchers CEO Sima Sistani, I don't know her, but Weight Watchers is really big, and a lot of celebrities did campaigns for Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers has been around forever. Investor Kirsten Green, Gwyneth Paltrow, Reese Witherspoon, which is the force behind the billion-dollar brand Hello Sunshine. I didn't even know that. Uh, She was like acting a lot, and now she's behind the scenes. And apparently, she has made, she's done well for herself. And, she's running a billion-dollar company. You have Spanx founder Sarah Blakely, actress Laura Dern. We know Laura Dern, big movie actress in her days, and journalist Katie Couric. Katie Couric seems to be a champion, out there for women. Remember, she was a trailblazer in the news, the hosting, a television news program with Brian Gumbel. So she really is a trail blazer. Guys, sorry, there's always noise around my home because I live very close to the road, the main road. So, as I said, Kitty Couric is a trailblazer for a lot of women that wants to, that are inspired to be a television reporter and so on. So it was a well-rounded, star-studded guest list, I would say, based on the names that were listed. So Amy Griffin, who is known for guiding early stage startups, including brands like Goop. Oh, see, I didn't even know that about Goop. You would think that it was all Gwyneth Paltrow who just came up and started Goop just like that, but she had this type of backup. She had Amy Griffin backing her up, and that's how Goop came about. Because remember, Gwyneth was an actress, and then she went into this lifestyle brand. And you have Athletic Greens and Bumble. Bumble, I think it's a dating app or something like that, was in her element. And as I said, she was the host and facilitating different discussions and stuff like that at the summit. So Megan, who, as we know, has a background in lifestyle blogging. Let's not forget her blog, The Tig, and that's right up her alley. And as we know already, she is about to launch her products, which we cannot wait for. I know you all cannot wait for it. American Riviera Orchid. I have no doubt that she was gathering information from these powerful trailblazers who came before her, and are great role models because they've had successful brands, and they're just great company and great role models to be around, and to have you know this networking is a great way for to gather insights. So Megan is a businesswoman. She knows what she's doing. So as we know, there's a lot on the horizon for Megan. She just wrapped up her filming of her lifestyle show. So she, as much as she's in great company, they're also in great company, with her as well. So she just finished up her cooking show, and, literally a lifestyle show, because remember she described it as, gardening, entertaining, cooking, and what have you. So it's basically a lifestyle show for Netflix in Montecito, okay, where she resides at her mansion. Um, you know, so we don't have the release date as yet, but I know it's coming. Everything has wrapped up. She's finished filming as reported out there. So it's just a matter of when are they going to distribute the show. I guess after all the editing and putting together and, just making it beautiful, we will get that most likely. I strongly believe in the fall, because they can't keep us waiting like that, right? So that's going to be aired on Netflix. So Megan is building her brand and she's expanding her influence, and she is amongst people that matters who have experience. And it was just an opportunity for her to connect with, other people and that are in the lifestyle and wellness industry. So good for Megan. And, there's nothing more that she's going to gain than valuable knowledge to further solidify her place in this space, in the, lifestyle brand space. So we're going to keep an eye out for Megan's and, what's coming up for her. I know I'm excited. I know all of you guys are excited as well, as she step further into the world of lifestyle and business. The girl is going to be a boss lady. Okay. She is already a boss, but when she has her business set up and what have you, I'm just praying to God that one day she becomes a billionaire. Look at Reese Witherspoon. She's a billionaire. So the future looks really bright for Megan. And as she embarks on these exciting, ventures, and it's a new chapter. She's moved on. She clearly have severed ties with this royal nonsense. And she's making a life for her here in the United States with new friends. And it's nice to see that she's thriving and she's going about her business. And we're going to support her all the way. So let's move on to Harry and the documentary that he was a part of. One of the most touching parts was when Harry talked about his late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth. He said she fully supported his efforts to seek justice and that she would want him to see this through to the end. He even mentioned that they had many conversations about it before she passed away, and he feels her presence urging him on. Wow, let us listen.
You said in court documents that the Queen, your granny as you call her, supported your claim. What do you think she would think of what you're doing now?
We had many conversations before she passed. This is very much something that she supported. She knew how much this meant to me. I think she's very much up there going, see this through to the end, without question.
I know Harry had this really special bond with his grandmother, and she made a lot of mistakes, yes, particularly during the time that Diana passed away, Princess Diana. But you could see that out of all the members of the royal family, Prince Harry had a special relationship with his grandma. I remember when he was going to The Hague and he gave that interview to ABC. No, it was NBC, I believe. And it was Hoda Kotb I gave the interview to. And he did talk about stopping in and checking on his grandma. A lot of people were mad about that. But Harry knows the relationship that he and his grandma had. And in the end of Elizabeth's days, I strongly believe she was being controlled by, the courtiers and the people around her. And that's the reason why she turned Harry away when he wanted to meet with her. But I don't believe it was Elizabeth particularly that turned Harry away. I believe it was said that she didn't want to see him, but it was not her words, it was their words. It was something that they said um, in place of her. So it's nice that Harry is coming out now and speaking up and saying that his grandma favored his decision to sue and would have loved to see him go all the way. He has the blessing of his late grandmother. Interestingly, Harry has received a lot of backlash from the haters, the Rangers, and the British media. Harry said that his fight with the media has deepened the rift with his family, and that is 100% true. Remember, Charles had referred to Harry as a fool for taking on the media. One. Two, William settled with the media quietly. And the royal family's motto has always been never complain, never explain. So obviously, they know a lot would come out in this litigation, and that is the reason why they didn't want Harry to bring this forward. Plus, they wanted to put the Diana story that has plagued them behind them. They know that would come up. So obviously, it has caused a rift within the family. He also said that the risk of taking on the press and potential backlash has made it clear that it's not in the royal family's interest to pursue these cases. And you could tell from the response from the British media the last time that the judge gave him a partial settlement, it was like a big celebration for the British media. They all were like on a high to see that Harry did not win the full case. One of the saddest part of the interview came when Harry described why he would not bring Meghan back to the UK. You could see that what the press has been writing about Meghan and Harry, they're truly aware of it, and Harry loves his wife and he wants to protect her. And I don't blame him at all for not wanting to bring his wife back in the United Kingdom, because the way that the press has been writing things about them, the way that they have portrayed Harry as literally worse than a terrorist, they have made him inhumane, he and his wife, and he has a right to protect his wife and not want to bring his wife back to a country where she was treated poorly and they literally pushed them out of. And there are a lot of people who are deranged out there that would see something like this and look at Harry and Meghan and believe that they're the enemy and want to take action for the royal family or for the United Kingdom on a whole. And he has to do what he has to do in order for his wife to feel safe. And it's unfortunate because here we have the Invictus Games that is coming up in 2027, and Harry and Meghan are a team. And where you see Harry, you see Meghan, and they bring a lot of attention to the Invictus Games. And it's just really sad that not only has the United Kingdom, they've not realized how important it is to provide the type of security that would make Harry and his wife Meghan feel at peace and not feel like there's somebody that's going to cut them, because there's a lot of knife crime in the United Kingdom. They don't have a lot of gun crimes as the United States, but there's a lot of knife crime. And it's easy for somebody to do something to them with a knife or with acid or something like that, as Harry said. Let's take a listen.
I don't think there's anybody else in the world that is better suited and placed to be able to see this through than myself.
But he fears negative tabloid narratives endanger him and his family.
All it takes is one lone actor, one person who reads this stuff to act on what they have read. And whether it's a knife or acid, whatever it is, and these are things that are a genuine concern for me. It's one of the reasons why I won't bring my wife back to this country.
So it's time that the UK government does something, and I hope that whoever is presiding over this trial hears what Harry has to say and do the right thing and provide him with the security that he deserves. I would say Harry's message was very clear, and he's committed to seeing this fight through for himself, his family, and for just principle in general, principle of justice and accountability in the media. So we're going to support them all the way. Guys, thanks for listening to this episode. Please be sure to subscribe, like, and share, and hit that notification bell so when an episode comes out, you'll be the first to know. I'll see you on the next episode. Love each and every one of you guys. Bye.